And then lastly, today is the last Sunday of our pledge campaign. It is Commitment Sunday, and I'd like to invite the head of the Stewardship Committee, Madison Riley, to speak to us.
Good morning, and thank you, Adrian. As Adrian said, today is Commitment Sunday, and at this point, our parish has heard from several of our fellow parishioners about their relationship with St. Andrew's. We're grateful for all the in-person, written, and video testimonies shared over the past 4 weeks. And many thanks to those who've pledged during that time. As you might have seen in thermometers you came in the entry hall, we're at about 55% of our way to the goal this year. The parish has once again been very gracious in giving in their support of this ministry, but we do need to still make it to the finish line. This morning I thought I'd share just a bit about myself. For those who don't know me, my name, as Adrian said, is Madison Riley. I'm currently the vestry person in charge of stewardship for St. Andrew's. My relationship with this church began in 2016, about 7 years ago. From 2014 to 2016, I worked and lived in Tokyo, Japan. I was there alone, and my wife, Laura, was unable to join me due to her own career and family obligations, and she couldn't also relocate. But on weekends, I would spend long times exploring the city, an extraordinary city, and while doing so, I found an Episcopal church in Tokyo, and I began attending, and I became a regular member. My experience with that Episcopal church is important. I was welcomed in to that church as though I had been a member for life. The entire community welcomed a man alone and very far from home and made him feel connected and uplifted. Upon my return to Wellesley, I was determined to find an Episcopal church, and St. Andrew's was not only close to our home, but some friends of ours were also members. Once again, this Wellesley Episcopal church warmly welcomed us, making both Laura and me feel quite at home. Margaret, our clergy person responsible for new members, was a terrific resource for us. You know, during my tenure, I've been fortunate to experience many aspects of this community. I support our outreach committee. What all the long-standing outreach members do to support our worthy causes is extraordinary, just as we heard about what Cam and others will do this morning. I participate in both the men's and the parish Bible studies, where I learn and, quite frankly, take copious notes from what I hear from Adrian and from other members as they share. I get to sing with the senior choir, which is full of many, many talented musicians and led by our terrific director, Wardy. I went to class with Margaret, and I was actually received right here in this church by Bishop Gail Harris. In a time of strife in this world, particularly right now, it's important for me and Laura to come each week and to be comforted, to be uplifted, and to be challenged by the sermons from our clergy. The St. Andrew's community has become very important to Laura and me in our spiritual growth, and we are grateful. The community gives a great deal to us, and in return, Laura and I feel it's important to give back to this community. You know, on Sunday, October 22nd, in Sarah's sermon to us, she used a field of corn as a metaphor, and she shared with us the idea that our spiritual growth is not something that we can do alone. It is not done in a vacuum. Rather, it happens and thrives as a community that follows the ways of life that Jesus demonstrated and taught. And she said, when we live that way, there are amazing things that we can do together, and she's right. And I do believe that we live that way. I look around and I feel we're at the center of our church, close to one another. We're in good company with many, many good members. We have strong relationships. We're being fed by those around us, and we feed others around us. And you can see our community in action, the broad and deep volunteer work that is done by so many in this parish every day, every week. The meal packing initiative that we all did, and we came together to address food insecurity. The Bible studies, Sunday adult learning classes that are filled each week. The joy we experienced at our gala, the strength of our Sunday school, the full sanctuary twice a week at Sunday service are just a few examples. I am sure that, like me, you are inspired by the acts of this community. And in return, we support this community. As members, it's important that everyone participates in supporting our work and our community here. We need pledges of all sizes, both large and small, and we're asked to make gifts in proportion to our resources. Whether you attend service twice a week or twice a year, we need and appreciate your pledge. If you have children in our Sunday school or our youth programs, we ask for your pledge. If you rely on St. Andrew's for pastoral care, for baptisms, for confirmations, for weddings or funerals, we ask for your support. If you appreciate the good works we do through outreach, we ask for your support. We will succeed not only by making the dollar goal that we set for ourselves to run this church, but also that all of us participate and lend a hand. Right now, we're also at about 55% participation. And I would really encourage us to make that 100%. If you've not yet done so, Commitment Sunday is a great time, and we ask you to please make your commitment now. And we thank you for being part of this wonderful community and for giving as members.